think Ray is certainly wary of Rory and Snart to begin with.
Understandably.
Understandably. Kind of knows Sarah, but not really. And everybody else is new to him. You know, has heard of Professor Stein and whatnot, but he's eager, so he's kind of just rolls with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think his mindset about the whole thing.
So let me address the facial situation and just say, suffice to say, seems like there's a fair amount of action on this show, and that maybe Ray didn't come out so great from one encounter.
Yeah, you know, it's against all odds. Still alive, thankfully, but we definitely have a lot of fighting, a lot of explosions, and you get roughed up every once in a while.
What is how's Ray doing as far as his skill set? Because, you know, when he was introduced on Arrow, he had the suit, but he was mostly using it as sort of a flying suit, strength. Right. Just introduced the whole shape changing concept. Is he you know, he invented this stuff, but is there still a learning curve as far as what he's trying to sort of figure out to do with his abilities?
I think we're kind of ramping up the learning process that kind of happened from the transition from Arrow to here. I'm sure there will be things down the road. We haven't run into any issues so far with storyline with that. His fighting ability has definitely been increased from all this activity of learning and working with Green Arrow. So from physical combat, hand-to-hand combat, he's leveled up. Although instances like this can happen. There's definitely been a lot of fun miniaturization stuff done so far, but there's not. You will see when everybody gets to see the show, the pace is so quickly that a lot of things happen because they have to happen, and questions are asked later, and explanations are made later.
Can you talk a bit about the threat of Vandal Savage? Because, you know, the team, it seems, is pretty much brought together because of this guy. So it seems safe to assume he's a pretty heavy hitter. Can you talk about sort of, are they quickly learning just how much of a threat he poses?
Definitely. He's very wily, and he's very strategic. He's thought his plan out generations and generations ahead, you know, as he's time traveling. So we're really playing catch up a lot of the time. When we're not kind of messing up a little bit and having to fix our mistakes, then we're having to play catch up even further with him. And sometimes we're causing big mistakes that he can capitalize on because he's adapting to what's happening in the moment better than we are sometimes. So his villainous ways are finely crafted over years and thousands of years of effort. So he's definitely a big time opponent for us, and is a challenge.
This is a very ambitious thing going on here as far as this is the third show in this shared universe. There's already been crossovers, you know, sort of a lot of the team members are being introduced out of this big crossover between the shows. Moving forward, are you continuing, you know, to have fun with just how big a reach you have and the fact that you can maybe pluck some characters here and there and touch upon what's been established in Flash and Arrow?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is very exciting, creating the world and now seeing Earth 2 on Flash and everything that's bringing into their storyline. I'm sure that will have impact on us as we are traveling the timeline and they are, you know, crossing worlds. It's all going to interplay. And those are, I'm sure they have big plans to come. We haven't had as much of that thus far because we had the crossover, the Flash Arrow crossovers, and so we've been keeping mostly to our show so far. But I think it's all really building, you know, building toward those type of big events, even bigger events, I would guess, than I say than just the crossovers. So I look forward to it because I've been on both shows and I love working with all those actors. So I look forward to having them kind of be aboard our project as well more.
Are there moments, you know, you have long work days, obviously, and there's technical side to everything, but there's moments when you're all there costumed up that you look around and go, this is pretty cool, huh?
Definitely, and I do my best to have those days more often, those moments more often than not. You do get kind of in your head about just getting the work done, but it's a pretty amazing, unique experience, this life, and having played two superheroes and you know, getting suited up into robotic armor. There are very few people who've had that experience, and none the experience that I've had. So it's very cool, and you know, one of the ways that is kind of brought home, and really kind of settles in is when you meet fans, you know, at conventions or other events, where people might be around, just to kind of see, you know, that we're not just in this in a dark studio making putting stuff on camera, but it really affects people, and it's doing something, and it's you know, kind of a very cool form of entertainment.